What's going on, guys? Andrew Piluk Hockey here, and I am back with another video. And today I'm going to be talking about something pretty fun that TSN did. It's talking about cores, the young cores of current NHL teams, and players and prospects that are in the minors. So basically what TSN did was they did a big show, and I watched some of it, but they talked about if you were a GM currently, or just in general, if you were talking about sports and hockey in general, and you had to pick a core from a team, a current NHL team, a four-player core that are under 24. All the players have to be under 24 years old. Which team would you pick, and which four core players would you pick? So, for example, would you pick the Leafs core? Would you pick the Tampa Bay Lightning's four? They brought up teams core 4 under 24. So we're going to be talking about that. I am using TSN's top 5. They mentioned 4 teams, but they made an article that had 5, and I thought mentioning 5 would be fun. And again, this isn't me stealing their information. This is just a general conversation. I wanted to at least plug what they were doing instead of, making it seem like it was my own. I'm just giving my opinion and seeing if I agree and disagree with them. And we're going to talk about just the players in general. So I have my laptop here with me, and we're going to discuss this. And this is a discussion video, so make sure you comment what you guys think in the comment section. Don't be afraid to express your opinion. If people are arguing and talking smack about your opinion in an unnecessarily bad way, I'm going to remove those comments. So be free to give your thoughts without, being mean to other people. So if you're new, make sure you subscribe. I'd love to have more hockey conversations with you. We're going to get right into this. So they have the Tampa Bay Lightning at number 5. So currently, their core 4 under 24 is Andrei Vasilevskiy at number 1, who in 19 games has a .231 goals against average and a .930 save percentage. Obviously, very impressive numbers. At number 2, they have Mikhail Sergachev, 22 games played, 14 points, 5 goals for a defenseman. I'm liking that. They have Braden Point as their third player, 22 games played, 21 points with 9 goals. Obviously an impact center for them right now with 21 points, very good numbers. And they have Cal Foote, who I'm not sure if these numbers are currently updated correctly, but he plays for Kelowna in the WHL. In 20 games, he has 5 goals, 12 assists for 17 points, which is obviously something that you should be excited for. The Tampa Bay Lightning are scary right now and could win a Stanley Cup. And they have a very good core under 24. And then you complement that with Kucherov and Stamkos. They just have a ridiculously good team. Having a young goaltender, having 2 very young defensemen that are putting up points, one in the minors but is probably going to bring that up to the NHL, I would imagine, and having a good center. Come on, you've got a bit of everything right there. Wingers, you can add wingers and stuff like that, and Tampa has plenty. Their depth is ridiculous, and we all know that. So having them at number 5, I would almost want to bump them up. But we're going to get into other teams here and see what we have up next. So at number 4 is the Columbus Blue Jackets. Now, let's check out their core 4 under 24, according to TSN. So at number 1, they have Zach Werenski, who's a left defenseman. In 23 games, he has 12 points, 6 goals. They have Seth Jones at number 2, who has, in 23 games played, has 3 goals and 12 assists. And at number 3, they have Alexander Wenberg. In 18 games, has 9 points. And at number 4, they have Pierre-Luc Dubois. 23 games played, 3 goals, 5 assists. And I'm not sure if they messed up here, because I think that they should be number 5 and Tampa should be number 4. And this is no disrespect. I like Werenski. I like what he's doing. I like Seth Jones. But I liked the ability for Tampa to have different positions. They have 2 defensemen and 2 centermen here. Whereas I think Tampa had it a little bit more spread out with a goalie, a couple defensemen, a centerman. It looked like more of a full team as a core 4. And I would personally have Tampa as number 4 and Columbus as number 5. But don't discount the Columbus Blue Jackets core 4 here, because Wenberg and Werenski, I love the way they play. I've always loved Seth Jones, and I was a guy who was saying Pierre-Luc Dubois could go higher in the draft before the draft happened, and you can see the proof of that on my channel. I like Pierre-Luc Dubois, but I would personally have Tampa up higher. Columbus should be excited because that's a pretty good future. At number 3, we have the Winnipeg Jets, and of course we know who's number 1 is going to be in their core 4 under 24. Patrik Laine, in 22 games played, has 11 goals and 17 points. They have Nikolai Ehlers, 22 games played, 10 goals, 17 points. they have Jacob Trouba at number 3, 22 games played, 1 goal, 7 points. And they have Kyle Connor in 17 games played, 12 points. And I really like Kyle Connor, by the way. But of course, Patrick Laine got drafted right after Austin Matthews. We fully expected him to put up great points. Ehlers, Trouba, and Connor are all contributing. Trouba's a big, tough guy. He will really knock you around. A good defenseman who can put up points as well. And I expect more out of him this season, point production-wise, and I think he will. Laine, you're almost guaranteed that he's going to put up a ton of points, and he's going to continue to do that his whole career. He's got to have a scoring title in him by the time he's done. Or 2, or 3, or 4. You never know. This guy's going to score lots of goals and lots of points. So I would be very excited if you're a Jets fan. That is a good core 4, and we all know about them. Personally, out of them, obviously we know Laine is good, but I really like Kyle Connor. Ehlers, again, a good winger. But again, as you can see here, there's a very big difference between a lot of the teams here. And Winnipeg has a good team, and we know that. But a lot of wingers are on here and 1 defenseman. So if Winnipeg, could draft another young forward, a young centerman, obviously they probably have some decent centermen. And of course, at the NHL level, over 24, they have good centermen. At number 2, I would kind of argue this now because it's not looking too hot. It's the Edmonton Oilers. So we obviously know number 1, Connor McDavid, 23 games played, 28 points, 10 goals. Leon Draisaitl in 19 games played has 6 goals and 17 points. Darnell Nurse has, in 23 games played, has 2 goals and 7 points total. And Jesse Puljujarvi in 8 games has 2 goals and 2 points. So right now, Puljujarvi doesn't look too high. I'm not sure why the Oilers are this high, in my opinion. I think I would knock them down as well. But obviously, Connor McDavid drives the offense, and he's going to continue to do that. He's a leader. He's a good player. But the way the Oilers have been playing, they're not getting as much as they should from Draisaitl, in my opinion. He could give more, especially with the money that he's making. Darnell Nurse, again, could be better. I've seen some weird trade rumors with him. I'm sorry, he's not worth a lot of the players that everybody thinks he's going to be traded for. And Jesse Puljujarvi, 8 games played with only 2 points. I mean, he's got to do better than that. And they're 2 goals, but he's got to put up more points. I would not have the Oilers at number 2, and I'm sorry, Oilers fans. I just don't think that they're there anymore. I don't think that their core under 24 is giving as much as these other teams are. Hell, even Tampa Bay, I feel like their core under 24 is providing more for me. So I would not have them there. At number 1 is my personal favorite team, the Toronto Maple Leafs, led by Austin Matthews. In 20 games, has 12 goals and 22 points. Morgan Rielly has 3 goals and 17 points in 24 games. William Nylander in 24 games has 4 goals and 15 points. And Mitch Marner, apparently his statistics aren't put here, and I'm going to look it up as we're making this video because I can't remember how many points he has. But obviously the Toronto Maple Leafs have to be number 1. In 24 games, he has 16 points. Okay, 2 goals and 14 assists. He could do much better than that. But the Toronto Maple Leafs are getting production quietly from Morgan Rielly as well with the 17 points. How could you argue that Riley's not having an impact right now, even when it looks like he's having some bad games? So when you have a defenseman that's putting up that many points, you're obviously winning games. Austin Matthews is clearly the leader of this team. He's putting up a ton of points, scoring ridiculous goals, and helping this team win games. And Nylander and Marner, of course, they're both slumping a little bit, but they're still putting up points and producing, and they're going to continue to do that throughout their career. So halt the trade rumors with Nylander and Marner. That doesn't need to happen. I think that the Toronto Maple Leafs definitely deserve to be number 1 on this list. And I have to agree with TSN. So if you want to look at that list, and I think there's a video, you can find that link down below. I just wanted to discuss this, and if you have an opinion, make sure you comment it down below. If you're new, subscribe. I'd love to have more hockey conversations with you. I'll see you in the next video. Peace.